Yo, everybody, welcome back to the motherfucking Minority Sports Report. We're back for these ear holes again and for your eyeballs. I am your boy, Big Black.
Snug coming in from that laptop of love.
Your boy Scam Dollar from the Arcade of Hate.
The Arcade of Hate. Fucking
I should put red lights on the displays for that.
I know, you keep fucking doing the blue lights like you're a fucking good guy.
Well, no, they're supposed to be white lights, but it's all of them go on to make like I bought the wrong ones.
Okay.
Step up your LED game.
Yeah. I know you fucking bitch. Step them up. Speaking of stepping up, I did find my LEDs in a box that was buried in the fucking garage, so I'm excited to get my shit going here.
Make it look like a proper e-girls place.
Ooh. Whoops.
So from what I heard,
it's gonna be a cam boy.
No shame, no shame. Hustle is hustle.
You gotta get those dollars. Yeah, I wish I was a cam guy.
Hashtag sex work is work, man.
I would not be doing this shit. Just kidding, I could be doing this shit. But naked.
We'd probably be more famous. Now we gotta put in hashtag nudity.
Hashtag nudity. There are nips in this episode.
Man, nips.
Which are
fine. Women's nips, completely unacceptable. Unacceptable. No. Get
those nips out of here. I can't even look. No, sir. So yeah, boys, we are back. We had a lot of sports, and we did a lot of not sports, and we'll start it off with NFL because that's what we do. Deshaun Watson. I still don't know what's going on.
Not in jail.
I know. I still don't know what's going on. There are women that have their name on it, but now some of the women that are defending Deshaun Watson aren't licensed therapists, so I guess the other lawyers trying to say it doesn't matter what they say. I don't fucking know what's going on. But like Julian said, he's still not in jail. As far as I know, there have been no criminal charges officially pressed.
Yeah, the investigation's ongoing.
Yeah, so it's a shit show there. I don't.
Wait and see.
But we do have the drafts coming up soon because every time I type in NFL, there's a million mock drafts. I don't fucking care about mock drafts.
The other big news is a lot of teams are collectively opting out of voluntary workouts. Yes. I know the Broncos have done that. Seahawks. And I wouldn't be surprised if all of them end up doing it because it's one of the few power moves the players have, especially in times like these. So,
okay, let's see here. The Eagles have just joined. The Eagles are on that list as well, and I did see. Hold on. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. Man. Players from the 49ers, Rams, Dolphins, Jets, Chargers, Falcons, Steelers, Raiders, Giants, Browns, Bears, Patriots, Lions, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Saints, Ravens, Broncos, and Eagles. Players have all gone through the NFL Player Association and have expressed that they're also wanting to, not participate, which makes sense because they have to play an extra game now. So like Julian just said, it's a few things that they can't actually do.
Yeah, and all the power to them. If it's truly voluntary and they don't want to show up, then don't show up.
Right. I'm just like, we thought there were a lot of injuries in the beginning of last season. Oh shit. Yeah. We have teams not doing voluntary workouts, which is fine because they're voluntary, and we have one less preseason game. So that means the starters are gonna start practicing week 1 officially.
You know what I mean? Man, I don't know. It's this 17 game schedule is going to be so fucking weird. It's going to be so fucking weird because I don't know. I've been always a big proponent that I thought the NFL schedule was perfect. Like 16 weeks is a perfect amount of time for a casual person to follow an entire season. There's only one game a week, so
Right.
it's not like, oh, it's Wednesday night, I got to stay up till midnight to watch the Broncos. Although last season that did happen.
Yeah. That's definitely a Boston thing. I don't miss that shit at all. Staying up late
Yeah.
to watch sports. Holy shit.
But
Those fucking West Coast games, man. I hate when my teams go out west.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain Time. It's one of the perfect places for sports. The games start at 7. They end at like 9, 10 o'clock. You're home. You're fine.
Yeah, it's fucking nice.
But yeah, if all the powers to the players, don't show up because you know what? Like everybody's fucking like the Canucks probably can't finish their season because of COVID protocol, and that's Canada, and they've been way safer than us. Although they're having like the worst outbreak they've ever had recently.
Yeah,
yeah. So, like as a country, I should say, Canada. Oh, Canada.
Man, 2/3 of NFL team players say they won't attend voluntary workouts.
Yeah, and the ones who will are like the hardcore Republicans probably, who are like, yeah, it's not even real to begin with.
Well, that, and then also the young guys too.
Yeah,
because again, these guys that are holding out, not all of them, but for the most part, they're fucking financially. They don't have to worry about a paycheck. They don't have to worry about impressing some coach or the head coach, So we will get a lot of young guys, I think, will show up.
Guys.
Not the young guys with money, because those guys are leaders unofficially on the team. So yeah, it's this is weird. It's funny, and more power to them. I like it whenever the NFL has to fucking backtrack and scramble, because fuck them.
Yeah, fuck the NFL.
I love football, but as the organization, as a business entity, fuck the NFL, man. They fucking are awful. They're awful, awful, awful.
Awful, awful.
Awful waffle. Truffle shuffle?
Oh man. John and I with the awful waffle, which I don't think I ever figured out what that was until very late in life.
I'm about to Google it because I don't know what that is.
It's where you put a tennis racket on somebody's stomach. Yeah, salute your shorts, but you put a tennis racket over their stomach, and then you pour syrup over it, and after you hit it.
I remember that shit now. I had to see the fucking still image of it, but yes. That's fucking great. That's fucking great. I really don't have anything else. Oh, Julian Edelman retired from the Patriots.
Good riddance.
No, good riddance.
He made some crazy plays and shit in clutch moments.
One of the greatest Jewish wide receivers in NFL history, I would say, if not the greatest.
Yeah, because I don't know any other off the top of my head. But yeah, good to him. Good for him. I meant to say Gronkowski got interviewed recently, after he had announced it, and they were like, "Hey, Julian announced his retirement. What do you think? What are his chances coming down to play for the Buccaneers?" And Gronk, in true Gronk fashion, said, "There's a 69% chance that Julian Edelman comes down here to play in Tampa Bay," which is obviously bullshit. But gotta throw him Gronk, because
great Gronk answer.
This is just whenever he can, he always makes it fucking perverted, and I fucking love it. I fucking love it.
He's got his brand.
My favorite Gronkism is still "Yo soy fiesta." That goes down history. That's like the top of the list for me.
No, the funniest one I heard, I can't remember where it was, on Barstool, I think, and they were like, "Hey Gronk, if you were a cookie, would you be chocolate chip or white macadamia nut?" And he goes, "Man, all right, I'd have to say white macadamia nut." And they're like, "Why?" He goes, "Because I'm white and I love to nut." Yeah, baby, let's go. This motherfucker is crazy. That shit was funny. Fucking Gronkowski. But yes, I don't have anything else to add for NFL stuff. It's the dead times.
The dead times. Yeah, he's my favorite player named Julian. I'll say that.
But yeah, like I said, it's all mock drafts and all this bullshit, and that's when you know nothing is going on in the NFL.
Trevor
But,
Lawrence donated like $20,000 to local Jacksonville charities in anticipation. So he's getting on that good guy train right away. So good for him.
yeah, I read an interview where he said in a nutshell that I love football, but this does not define me. So I'm gonna be all right after football. I was like, good for you, kid. Good for you.
Sounds like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and he's not a fucking asshole. At least he seems like it. Not an asshole. I haven't heard anything terrible about him. But
he's smart enough to say the right things right now, so that's a good sign.
Which is
actually doing it
right, because he's 20 something.
Yeah, like 22.
Like, come on. I still say the most reckless shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, when I was 22. I think I still referred to myself in the third person when I was like 22 years old. I was stupid. It was fun. It was dumb.
I remember that phase in your life.
Oh no, that was a high school phase. That was bad.
Wow, I'm glad I didn't meet you then.
There was Black, there was John, there was the kid. What else?
The kid. I remember the kid. Oh my god.
Nah, the kid ain't doing that, dog. Yeah. This nigga would want to slap the shit out of me.
Who? Anyway. Are you?
Yeah, he would refer to himself as the kid. Everything is the kid's not doing that. The kid wants to do this.
What a fucking dickhead. Oh man. And of course I'm talking about myself. Moving on. We are NBA season is a thing. I watched the Celtics game last night. So I started watching the Celtics game. I watched most of it, and then we got some fights happened, which we'll talk about here in a minute. So the Celtics were losing by 3, but they ended up beating the Golden State Warriors by 3, I believe, which is bad because Golden State, as of yesterday, was under 500. They came into that game at 500, and I was like, damn, if they lose to the Celtics, that's not great because the Celtics aren't playing really good basketball at all. So that was cool.
Warriors have been terrible this season.
Yeah, they're fucking terrible. But I do want to say this about the Warriors, specifically Steph and his wife, Aisha. They have, over the last year, served over 16 million meals to the Oakland community, families, children, and all that shit. Because once they found out the schools were closing, they just basically mobilized and got money flowing and made sure the people were fed. 16 million meals over the last year. This man is not a billionaire. He gets paid by a billionaire. He gets paid millions of dollars. So the point is, if one person, 2 people, quote unquote, can feed 16 million people in the course of a year, like, what are we doing here as a country with all this money and shit,
Well, 16 million meals, not people.
I'm sorry. 16 million meals. Sorry. I didn't mean to say people. Sorry. 16 million meals. That's still a lot of shit that
nothing.
One person is doing, 2 people with their organization. And I think that is incredible. And I just wanted to bring attention to that because we don't really, we like to talk shit about, we like to kick people when they're down because that's America. So I definitely wanted to give shout outs to Steph and Aisha Curry for stepping up and doing some incredible shit,
Yeah, Steph Curry seems like a really good guy. I've always really liked him.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we're gonna talk about the Warriors, Nuggets and the Warriors played recently, and I watched my championship dreams just evaporate in smoke. Just
really?
on Monday night. Jamal Murray's tore his ACL.
Oh shit! I did not see that.
Oh my god! I was on Twitter and I was like following the game on Twitter, and Juno and I were watching TV, and I was like going through my phone and like I saw the video. And Juno looked at me and she goes, "What happened? What's going on?" And I explained what happened. She goes, "Oh, is that all?" And I was like, "Is that all?" And she's like, "Dude, you look like the president had been shot." Like she's like, your eyes like went huge, your mouth dropped, and you started like panting. And I was like, yeah. I was like, the Nuggets are fucked.
Because ball is life. Okay? No, sir.
But no, it was just
that's
like
shitty. That's shitty.
I saw the video and his knee just like wobbles in the middle of this like jump, and you're just like, no. And like Steph Curry's like covering him, but like as he comes down, you see Steph Curry's reaction. And Steph is just like, oh shit, like his season's done. Like yeah, so the Nuggets lost their best player for a year, or second best player, I should say,
right,
MVP,
right.
Joker. But it's. I mean, I think the Nuggets are going to make the playoffs. I think they'll make some noise in the playoffs, but I think they need Jamal Murray. But it's the irony of me talking on Sunday night about how this is our year. This is 1 week ago. I was saying this is our year. This is our shot. The pieces are falling into place, only to see it all just.
It's all your fault.
just on somebody's knee, just and I'm like, no.
All right, so this is Julian's address, and you send him all the hate mail. No, sir. No, that's fucking rough, and it always happens like that, man. At least it seems like here in Colorado, minus the Peyton years, and even during the Peyton year, it's just
there was
right on the cusp.
Super Bowl. Vaughn was out, like
So.
Bunch of defensive players who ended up being key in the one we won ended up playing. So, I mean, I don't know. I could easily see the Nuggets making it to the Western Conference Finals and then just like falling apart because, they need that scorer in Jamal. But fingers crossed, So, but yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's been my NBA journey this week.
That's rough. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, I had no idea that even happened.
It was. If you can, like, I mean, the video is not like graphic, but it's like once you like know what's gonna happen, it's just like it's just like a Greek tragedy. You just hear the choir just like as he comes down in pain, and you're just like, no.
That's brutal. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm smoking a sativa for the first time in like, I don't know, 7 years. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
Body high, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna do these standings real quick.
Yeah,
we'll do the top 8 in the East. We have the 76ers at number 1, 39 and 17. The Nets of Brooklyn, 38 and 19. The Bucks of Milwaukee, 35 and 21. In third place, we have Atlanta Hawks, fourth place, 31 and 26. Our beloved Boston Celtics are in fifth place, 31 and 26. Finally over 500. The Knicks,
your beloved Celtics.
Because I'm talking to our audience too, bitch. Okay, no sir. Yeah, fuck the Knicks. They're in 6th. The Heat are in 7th, and the Hornets are in 8th. Fuck them. You don't get their records. Look it up.
Yeah, because why do you care about lower seeded Eastern teams?
Right.
All right, on the conference that matters, Western Conference, those Utah Jazz are still in first place, although Donovan Mitchell will be out for a few games. So we'll see how that goes. The Phoenix Suns are in second place with 40 and 16. Those pesky LA Clippers are holding on at 39 and 19. My beloved Denver Nuggets are at 36 and 20. Those LA Lakers, those shifty LA Lakers at 35 and 22, followed by Portland, Dallas, and Memphis. And those are your Western Conference playoff standings.
The Lakers are sliding up again.
Yeah, well,
they started playing. They learned how to play without LeBron. So,
and then he'll come back, and they'll be out of funk.
Hopefully, that'll be nice because I don't want the Lakers to win another championship because then they'll be tied with the Celtics or beat the Celtics. I can't remember. Fuck.
Whatever. You guys have all won like all the championships.
There's like 36 or 37 between the two teams. Like, it's
which is
fucking crazy.
That's not a balanced system.
Nah, dog. It's not at all, man. Like, I just happen to be born in the fucking greatest city. The city of champions, I should say.
I can't disagree as much as I'd like to.
I know. It's fucking nice. It's nice. All right. Speaking of champions, the Bruins are sucking or what, guy?
Well, actually coming back a little bit. Last time I mentioned they had the two goalies out. They had Tuukka and Yaroslav Halak out for different reasons, but Tuukka finally came back today. But we still had two young rookie goalies who have been showing that they're like, we got a future after Tuukka. Some people were even calling for Tuukka to be traded during the trade deadline. And honestly, I would have been okay with that. But I did like what they did. They went the other way instead of like abandoning ship and rebuilding. They just kind of stacked on. They ended up getting Taylor Hall, who's a former first-round pick. He was the first overall pick in the 2010 draft, which coincidentally the Bruins had the second pick. So it was known that we were going to get either Taylor Hall or Tyler Seguin.
Oh no!
And we ended up getting Tyler Seguin and winning the cup that year. So I mean, it worked out. We got one of the two best players in that draft, and now we got him years later. Well, no, Sagan's gone.
Oh, okay.
But now we got Hall on there. So
tight.
Yeah, but he's been doing great. We got another defenseman, Mike Riley, because we still got a couple of defensemen out. They got another guy, Curtis Lazar. But yeah, they're doing pretty good.
You guys creamed the Capitals today, doubled them up.
Yeah, payback for that fucking 8-1 game like a week ago.
But yeah, I watched a good portion of that. Two periods, 2.5.
Yeah, they ended up beating them. What was it, 6-1? No, 6-3. 6-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5-3, but then I think it was Marchand got the empty netter. But yeah, Marchand ended up getting 4 points. He reached 700 career points. And then Bergeron scored the Bruins franchise's 21,000th goal.
Wow. Wow.
This game
such a weird statistic.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, they've been turning shit around. They're 7-2-1 in the last 10 games, which is not bad at all. They're currently 25. Yep, 25, 12, and 6 with 56 points. Yeah, so they're slowly coming back. Like I said, they still got some people out. So once everybody's healthy, this should be back up and running. I mean, they're doing pretty good so far. So we'll see what happens.
They're in that 4th seed for the playoff hunt right now. So
yeah, they're doing good in the division. Overall, they slipped from where they were the last few weeks, but they're coming back. I seen your Avs picked up a few people.
We did. We're busy on trade deadline. They picked up like a defenseman and a goalie, I think.
A goalie and a center. Yeah, the only one I recognized was Carl Soderberg, the center you picked up.
Yeah, the center. He's back. He was on the Avs, so it should be good. Although we've had the last 3 games postponed because of COVID protocol.
Because of COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't.
I seen that you guys are supposed to be back. The 21st, I think it was.
Yeah. Grubauer, our starting goalie, tested positive, I believe. But yeah, I mean, thank God it's not like a Canucks outbreak, but still shows that we're dealing with this, and you got to be careful out there, folks. Wear masks, socially distance.
I got my second shot last week.
Yeah, I'm all vaxxed up as well, and
yeah, me too.
Yeah, see, so
the
folks,
vaccine boys.
Yeah, get it while you can. It's free. It's great.
Yeah, it's as a minority, just get the fucking shot. I understand the hesitance. I get it. Trust me, but Just bang it out and let's get this shit behind us. Let's fucking kick it in the dick.
I was reading that Colorado will probably reach if we keep our current vax rates, we'll reach 85% vaccination by September. So
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
So yeah, we encourage you out there, whether you're listening or watching us, to get vaxxed if you can.
Please.
Please. Hell, I'm gonna go see Godzilla vs. Kong next weekend with my
girlfriend.
Nice.
She doesn't want to go, but she'll go just because we haven't been to a movie in over a year.
She's gonna love it. I watched it again yesterday on my TV, and it's a 4K TV, HDR, so it's fucking fresh. But man, see it in the theater. You have to, if you can, just please. I am so excited for you, man. Like it is quite the experience, especially being your first movie back. Fuck, what was my first movie back? Monster Hunter. And I was like, oh my God, this is the best movie ever. In hindsight, it's like
it was okay.
Very, very okay.
I watched it at home. It was okay.
Yeah, just being there, just that. Oh man, and seeing an actually good movie, like you're gonna be fucking
Resident Evil, Monster Hunter.
Right, pretty much, dog. That's pretty much what it was.
Same director, same star.
Hey, you got to cast your wife in something, otherwise she's gonna be bitching at you all day.
I mean, man, they both bringing home them checks. You know what I'm saying?
Need to direct me a new franchise. 17 sequels.
I saw all those movies.
The ninth element.
I would get so mad at the continuity at the Resident Evil movies because they were just
makes no sense.
It's just like stuff they would set up would just nope, sorry. Oh, that's your favorite character from the game? Great. Well, here's somebody with that name, but they are not that character as you remember them.
I think I only saw the first two, and after that, I was like, ew.
Oh, I saw all of them. They're terrible.
Yeah, I think I watched them all too.
That shit's funny. Man, we got sidetracked hard.
Yeah, anyway. So the Avalanche are 39-4 with 64 points. They're 9-1-0 in the last 10 games, but like Julian said, they haven't had 3 games because of COVID, and they'll be back at some point this coming week.
Fingers
like
crossed.
I said, on the 21st, depending on testing and shit like that. In the divisions, we have in the Honda West, the Avs are still in first place, holding it down. Then we got the Vegas Golden Knights in second and the Minnesota Wild in third. The Discover Central got the Carolina Hurricanes in first, Florida Panthers in second, and the Tampa Bay Lightning in third. The Mass Mutual East got the Washington Capitals in first, the Pittsburgh Penguins in second, the New York Islanders in third, and the Bruins are still hanging on in fourth place there. Scotia North, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs in first, the Winnipeg Jets in second, and the Edmonton Oilers in third. I'm not sure how accurate those stats are because I did this afternoon and there were still some games going on, so that may change slightly, but that's where it is. League standings, Avs are also still holding it down in first. Vegas Knights in second, Carolina Hurricanes in third, Washington Caps are in fourth, Florida Panthers are in fifth, and the Bruins are all the way down in 12th.
Oof. But still playoff.
Climbing. They're climbing.
All the way down in 12. That's no bueno.
No bueno.
Still in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Still in the playoffs. We got sport or not a sport, though.
We do.
We do.
So recently, I have been kind of on a YouTube hole of speed running. And it made me speedrunning is in video games. Different goals are, the most common is just a completion, how fast you can finish a game. There's different ways of doing it, as in there are 100% speed runs versus any percentage speed runs. But I was thinking, is this the golf of video game competition, where it is a sport, but your only real rival is yourself? and your own ability. Sure, there are other scores and stuff that you have to beat to get on the board, but in the end, your main competition is yourself.
That's an interesting. I've never thought about it that way. I've always thought about it as a community effort, as in, like, hey, like you're standing on the shoulder of giants type of shit, because as far as I've known speedrunning, and I don't really pay attention to it a lot, but it's usually someone will beat the game, like a no percentage, just beat the game as fast as you can. Someone will beat it like that, and then the next person that beats it uses that prior technique, but finds another little glitch or something, and then exploits that, and then shaves off like 3 seconds, and then so for me, that's it's interesting that you bring it up like golf, like I said, because I've never thought about it that way. So,
I mean, yeah, like, and the way I look at it is like, you're just trying to, whatever your niche run is or whatever is like, okay, yeah, I have my goal, which is, to beat this record or whatever, but it's really, you're just, doing it to try to be the best at it you can be. And the competition comes in like being like, yeah, I did in this time, can you beat me? Just like golf is like, I did it, in this many strokes, can you beat me?
Yeah. No, like I said, I've never thought about it from that aspect. So yeah, it's interesting.
I've never done speed runs for like completing a game, but as a Diablo player, like I'm very familiar with speed runs because they do this shit with like weekly challenges where it's basically they give you a set character with set like stats and gear and shit like that, and you have to complete what they call a rift within whatever time they have, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever it is. And then also, like, that's one of the ways you get some of the best gear in the game is to do these rifts as fast as you can. So basically you just trying to get the best gear to do these shits as fast as you can. So like, I'm very familiar with this shit, but I've never done it to a game where like old school beating Mario, where you beat the whole game in like 2 minutes by hitting all the warps and all that shit. Like, I've never done anything like that.
Right. That was my first exposure to it, honestly. As a kid and not even knowing it, like you just said, the Mario shit, just finding the pipes and being able to skip basically to the last fucking level,
Yeah.
And you can do that in every Mario game on the Nintendo, by the way. Bro.
And like Mario 64, there's a glitch where you can glitch into directly to the Bowser final boss in this stairway.
That's crazy.
But like you have to like scoot backwards up the staircase, and eventually you'll hit a glitch where it just shoots you into the level. But
wow.
I was thinking about it, and like, I started doing some exploring of the community and like what it was, and I went on to speedrunner.com, and that's just an archive of people's speed runs, and it was just so nuts to just see like an obscure game be like, yeah, I beat this in 15 minutes or whatever, and it's like 10 people have played this game total.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
oh man,
go
ahead.
I was going to say you can argue that the governing body is these various record-keeping websites that have rules and overseers who like watch tapes and check for glitches and that kind of stuff. Although I'm to understand that the cheating in the speedrunning community is prolific and sometimes widespread. But yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's in a way, I think that makes it more kind of like a sport. People are willing to cheat and lie in order to win about it. But and there are rules for each like category. You have to set up these presets. Each mode is different, and I was thinking, in terms of video game, if we think Overwatch League and competitive, fighting game tournaments and that kind of stuff is sport, is this just a solo sport for that solo video gamer?
So here's why I say potentially, because what you just brought up, there's fucking money involved, lots of money involved in those other esports leagues. So it is. So like to me, and like, is it a sport? I don't. To me, it's a popular hobby within.
It's definitely, you could definitely do competitions with it and shit like that, but I wouldn't classify it as a sport.
So more of an activity.
Yeah, that's what I would. For me, that's where I'm leaning. I'm leaning not a sport.
Because I don't think there's no real way to set up a league around it like there is like Overwatch League and stuff like that. I just see it more as like as a competition type of thing.
It's like for me, it's the hobby. Getting back to the community thing, it's like, I'm bored with this game. Let's see how fast we can beat it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking beat it. And yeah, I mean, shit, I saw someone beat the Ocarina of Time in like under 5 minutes. It was fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. I spent a whole night drunkenly watching Breath of the Wild speed runs where they like start the game and then just like fling themselves across the map.
It's fucking crazy, the shit that people figure out what to do within the mechanics of games and shit, exploiting it. So that's why I do appreciate it, but I don't think it's a sport.
All right, I'm kind of siding with you guys because in my experience, I just feel like it's a competition, it's an activity, but it's not necessarily a sport. It's like, if I want to, I can just pick the most obscure game and be like, hey, I beat it in 20 minutes or whatever, and I can hold that record because nobody else plays that game.
Right, because nobody cares about it. Right, there's
and not to say that to those out there who play those obscure games and have those records that you don't have skill or talent.
We're not saying that at all. But yeah, money doesn't have to be involved to make it a sport. But yeah, there's just too many other things that to me are lacking. And again, let me pull up this definition of sport, because we fucking make our own definitions. Come on, Google, stop telling me to sports bar. All right, so an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. By the definition, it is not. I mean, it is a sport.
By definition, it is.
That's what I meant to say. By definition, it is a sport. But would I consider it a sport? No, because what we have as sports now, there's a lot more shit in it. I can buy a jersey, I can fucking, most sports you can spend money on other than just the console or the computer and then the game itself,
Well, I mean, you can donate to that speedrunner's Patreon.
You certainly can, but I can't buy his jersey. I can't buy his t-shirt. I can't go to his crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things to me that go into sports. Like, we can go to a sporting event and spend lots of money. I guess you can do that too. You can buy people's t-shirts and shit like that.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, smash the like button. So yeah, I guess the more I say it, the more I have to say that it is a sport. But I mean, anything can be a sport by that definition. You know what I mean? This can be a sport because it's physical exertion, and I'm doing this for your entertainment. That's fucking dumb.
I can compete. I can do it.
You know what I mean? Like that's. You know what I mean? Like that's an individual. Yeah. Now Julian just made it a sport because he was competing against me. You know what I mean? Like that's. By the actual literal definition of sport, anything can be a sport, man. But how we as a society view sports, hell no, this ain't a fucking sport. Not even close. This is a fucking hobby. This is something that you do. It's like playing catch, like that's not a sport. Technically it is. You're outside like, oh, I can throw the ball up in the air and catch it more times than you. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that's a sport at that point. You know what I mean? But no one would consider playing catch a fucking sport. You know what I mean? But that's kind of how I view it in the general thing. Like playing catch is part of sports because you have to catch a ball, but the act of playing catch, you know what I mean, is not the sport. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, not a sport. I'm sticking to it. Not a sport.
Yeah, I'm sticking to not a sport just because I still say like there has to be some kind of league structure involved for it to be a sport.
All right. Well,
That's my opinion on it.
All right. I'm going to dissent and I'm going to say it is a sport. I'm going to say the websites that control, like speedrunner.com, are the governing body that set the rules and standards. But
Speedrun.com. Yeah.
I'm outvoted. So we'll slap a not a sport on speedrunning. Boom.
Competitive for sure, but not a sport.
Because I mean, playing with your fingers, that's physical activity. That's anyways. Baseball. Shout outs to T-Mobile again for keeping your boy plugged with all the Red Sox games, all of the out of market games. That is really hard for me to say, and I can't believe I said it right. We out here. Red Sox are doing the damn thing. I believe they're in first place. And I think the last time we recorded, there was a sweepage of the Rays that happened in between there. Julian's new fucking
they're in second place, baby.
Team.
Julian's new fucking baseball team. They are in second place. Red Sox are in first place. And as long as the Yankees are in last place, I think the world of baseball can be happy.
I think they have the second worst record in baseball right now.
Always makes Red Sox Nation happy.
Always makes Red Sox Nation happy.
I'll let you guess who has the first.
The Rockies.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. Our GM the GM there is very smart. He'll figure it out.
Okay. So yeah, I think the Red Sox had a 9-game win streak before they took their first loss. It was 7 or 9. It was pretty. It was nice though. But yeah, they are in first place in the AL East at 10-6. Rays are in second place, 500, 8-8. Orioles in third, 7-9. Like I said, the Yankees are in last with 5-10. You just needed to know that. AL Central, we have the Royals in first place, 9-5. Indians in second place, 8-7. White Sox sitting in third place, 8-8. AL West Side, we have the Mariners in first place, 10-6.
Good for them.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in second place, 8-5. And then we have the Oakland Athletics in third place, 9-7. That's the AL standings.
And for your National League, the boring National League, in the NL East, the New York Mets are in first place with 7 wins, 4 losses. Philadelphia in second place with 8-7. Miami at 7-8. In your National League Central, you got Cincinnati Reds at 9-6, the Milwaukee Brewers at 8-7, and those St. Louis Cardinals with that Nolan Arenado at 7-8. In the National League West, those Dodgers never lose, because they never do. 13-3, although they did lose today. San Francisco is in second place at 9-6. San Diego at 10-7, and the Colorado Rockies, with the worst record in baseball, at 4-12, are in last place. Currently 9 games out of first place.
No wonder he's a Rays fan.
Yeah.
Oh man, fucking. Let's see here. I don't understand this. Okay, so it looks like the top 5 teams in Major League Baseball are the Dodgers, Kansas City Royals, the Mets, the Boston Red Sox, and the Seattle. That doesn't make sense to me. Wait a minute. How are the Mets up there at 7-4?
Biggest win percentage.
See, I don't really understand baseball. You're right. Yep, there you go. Damn, that's crazy weird, man. All right, I don't like that.
You know, the Mets missed a game because of the they came in that night. It like snowed inches here.
Oh yeah.
So, and I'm sure some teams have missed games because of COVID bullshit too. So
COVID bullshit. All right. So we got what are we gonna do here? Was there a race or fighting or
Both.
oh shit? Well, let's fucking bang them out.
Which one?
I don't fucking care.
You tell me.
You tell me, motherfucker.
I watched some of the Jake
older.
Paul fight.
All right. So
Well, then Julian told us. Shit.
start with Triller Fight Club.
Triller. That shit was lit.
Well, you can speak for all the fucking performances and shit like that. Because one, I had no idea who half the people were, and two, I gave zero fucks about who half those people were.
I mean, I turned it down every time they were performing. Doja
Yeah,
Cat was there. She was sexy as fuck, though.
My focus was on the UFC, so like the volume was down on the Triller shit, so I didn't hear half of the shit that was going on.
Yeah,
I remember you saying you love the announcing and shit like that.
Yeah, because I did turn it up while they were fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I did hear a few like little bits. Well, because we were kind of talking over it because we were in the Xbox party. But yeah, Oscar De La Hoya was wilding. He was drunk. Snoop had everybody high.
Yeah, that shit was fucking great.
Like everybody there was fucking high.
High as fuck.
But yeah, so there was a bunch of fights. There was a fucking slap fight.
Yeah,
at one point.
Shit was crazy.
But that was judged by Ric Flair randomly.
Yeah.
But I'm going to cover.
Pete Davidson was doing like color commentary.
Pete Davidson there was one point where Pete Davidson was talking to what's that DJ's name? Diplo, and saying how he was like, yo, you could fuck my mom. And dude, it was hilarious. It was so funny. He went on for like a good 5 minutes about wanting Diplo to fuck his mom. But I'm not going to cover all the fights because I didn't know like a lot of the people on the card. I'm going to start off with the three main ones, which is Steve Cunningham took on UFC vet Frank Mir. I believe Steve Cunningham is a former boxing champ. I forgot what weight class it was in, but he's a former champ. Frank Mir is former UFC heavyweight champion. Yeah, actually, I think he was the youngest UFC heavyweight champion of all time.
Who, Frank Mir?
Frank Mir, I believe he was the youngest one.
Man.
But yeah, Steve Cunningham got the win. Frank Mir had like 70 pounds on this dude.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He was just a huge man. But yeah, I mean, it's a boxer versus somebody who does boxing. It's different.
Right. A boxer versus a dabbler.
Yeah, Frank Mir may be a great UFC fighter, but he's primarily a grappler. But hey, he put on a hell of a show. He stuck in there for the whole thing, lost by unanimous decision. So it was a good effort on his point. Well, his part. And there's talks that he's trying to join bare knuckle fighting. So we may see him there beating the shit out of somebody else and probably getting beat up as well because Frank may eat some shots.
Yeah, dog. I would love to see him in bare knuckle.
Yeah. In the co-main, we had Regis Prograis defeating Ivan Redkach by technical decision.
Oh my god, they were talking so much shit about him even before the shit went down.
This dude, Redkach, however you want to pronounce it, he went down with a body shot, clear body shot, but the way the ref was positioned, he didn't see it clearly. So this dude tried to sell it as a low blow. But after a certain amount of time, the ref caught on, seen the replays and shit like that, knew what was going on. So they caught him with a technical submission, technical decision, not a submission. This ain't UFC. But yeah, this dude sold crazy. This dude sold it so much that they carried him out on a stretcher from a body shot. Like, yeah, the body shot hurts, but I don't think it was that bad. He made it. I don't know. It just seemed like too much of a show.
He kept pointing to his dick and shit. It was bad, bro. It was not.
He was definitely selling it hard as a low blow, and the camera picked it up perfectly. You could see it was above the belt line. Yeah, like clearly, it was stupid.
Like basically, like right here in this area. Like that's where his fucking shit landed.
It was a little lower. It was a little closer to the belt line, but it was above the belt line.
But yeah,
it was terrible look on his part. Terrible.
That
I would
was-
never see him back in Triller.
No. Because, yeah, it was stupid, bro. Stupid.
I can only imagine what Snoop was saying.
Snoop Talk was, they was talking mad shit, bro. They're like, as soon as it happened, they were like, was that a low blow? Because it looked like a body shot. And then they were like, Snoop was like, yo, cuz, give me the replay, cuz, give us the replay. And they started watching the replay. Oh, hell nah. That was a motherfucking body shot. Like, this is Triller. Like, this is how they're talking. Like,
yeah.
Like, this shit is lit. It's like
Snoop's dropping N-bombs.
Like, nigga, it was fucking crazy. They're like, yo, this motherfucker, this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Mario Lopez was like, yeah, this isn't a good look. That's the nicest thing I can say about it. This is not going to look, the internet's going to have so much fun with him tomorrow. Like, all this other shit.
Mario Lopez.
Damn.
Yeah.
But they were all fucking high as shit. It was amazing.
Yeah. Snoop had them fucking lit.
Fucking lit. It was fucking great. But
Slater got high?
Yeah.
At least by contact.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They were like,
At least.
they're like, I didn't see him smoke, but his eyes are glossy. And he was like, man, I've been sitting next to you guys all night. You guys been lighting blunt after blunt. like, yeah. And Pete Davidson was fucking like blowing smoke in people. They were trying to, they were like reading their shit, and then you just see him and just mad smoke come onto the fucking camera. Like, what the fuck, nigga? It was fun. Triller is definitely fun. You're not watching it to see the greatest fighters. You're watching it to see popular fighters and popular shit, because what Scam was saying too, like the Triller fights, in between fights, there are performances by popular artists, mainstream artists.
Which I think they do too much.
Right, because
I
that's
can understand
thing.
having it on there. I just think they do it too much.
Triller started out, if I'm remembering this correctly, it started out as a music platform, and then they got into the fight game.
Like
so depending on your stance, it's a concert that has fights in between sets, or it's a fight that has concerts in between fights. You know what I mean? Like, but it's definitely it's not like anything. It's almost like a variety show.
Yeah, kind of.
Of sports. Because like I said,
Salvador Gigante fucking
Salvador Gigante boxing and shit, bro, because there was a legit slap boxing fight. Like, these niggas were really slapping the shit out of each other, bro. And Ric Flair was like, oh, come on, my wife hits harder than that, and all this other shit. Pete Davidson's like, yo, you're crazy. These dudes are slapping the shit out of each other. Like, it was like this big ass Samoan dude, which I said, like, you ain't beating no Samoan because he's related to The Rock, because they're all fucking cousins, and you ain't beating a fucking Samoan in the country, big fucking country white boy. But yeah, dog, he slapped this nigga so hard, the dude's earplugs like came out as he slapped him, like, and he like fell backwards and almost like that was fucking crazy. But yeah, it's like a variety show of violent boxing, hitting things with music in it.
They can definitely keep the music in it, but I don't think you need a 3 to 5 minute performance between every fight.
Yeah, and like right before the main event, it was Justin Bieber. He had like a set, and his was by far the longest set out of everyone's. Like I said, I turned down the volume, but he had a lot of pyro, and that shit was tight. But enough said about that, because we're running a little long here.
Yeah. In the main event, we had Jake Paul defeating Ben Askren, poor Ben Askren, by KO in the first round. This was the perfect opponent for Jake Paul to do this. For him to get that win over a UFC fighter, you couldn't have picked a better person from any MMA organization. Because Ben Askren he's a wrestler turned MMA fighter, mainly because he can dominate you on the ground. He doesn't know how to punch you in the face to knock you out. What he's going to do is he's going to take you down and just grind the fuck out of you for 5 rounds until you either quit or the judges give him the win. So seeing him boxing, dude, he looked terrible.
Yeah, I don't know much about boxing, but I was like, that guy doesn't look like a boxer.
No, it was so bad. Like I understand he's a wrestler, but you train for MMA. Like, you should have some kind of basic boxing form, and he didn't really have it. Jake Paul looked great on the other hand.
Yeah,
like he has that form. Like he's a legit boxer.
I'll give it to him. Yeah,
I'd like to see him against legit boxers now.
Right, exactly.
I was gonna say, saying he's a professional boxer, but he keeps boxing people who aren't boxers
because nobody's giving him the respect. And I think, he needs to prove himself versus an actual boxer.
Yeah.
But I think he's ready for that challenge. But yeah, I mean, he definitely has the power because, Ben Askren's been in there versus tons of MMA fighters, and he's only been knocked out, I think, once, and that was the big flying knee by Masvidal.
Yeah,
or he's only been knocked out a couple of times. So,
if I'm a boxing promoter, I would be all over Jake Paul because nobody gives a shit about my sport, and you would get so many eyes on your fight if you're.
That's why Triller's fucking making bank right now, man.
One thing I did see
into the pulse.
You know who's throwing his name in the fight Jake Paul next? BJ Penn.
Oh my god.
I seen that today.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. The last time I saw BJ Penn, he got knocked out like in a bar. Yeah. By some random dude.
No, but then he got up and choked the dude out.
Oh.
But he did get knocked out.
So yeah. That's in a real fight, there ain't no choking out afterwards, in a sanctioned fight, but yeah. Yeah, they have their finger on the pulse. They definitely do. And yeah, they were talking so much shit. Like Pete Davidson was like, yeah, this dude's a piece of shit. Like nobody fucking likes him. I hope he gets fucking knocked out. But having said all that, he can kick my ass and he's probably going to win tonight. So he just lit up a blunt. What the fuck, yo? Oh,
I like Pete Davidson. He's funny.
That shit was fucking funny. But yeah, it's very entertaining. Triller shit is entertaining. Whether you're in it for the performances or the fighting or for both. It's really fun. It's fun. It's a fun time. Yeah. And what else we got? UFC?
Got UFC Vegas 24. Decision-filled card.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Luis Pena defeating Alex Munoz by split decision. These are all good fights.
They were
solid fights. It just happened to be all decisions. We had one of my new favorite fighters. I think our new favorite fighters, Tracy Cortez, defeating Justine Kish by split decision. Then we had Jacob Malkoun defeating Abdul Razak Al Hassan by unanimous decision.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah, Malkoun just dominated this dude in the grappling department.
Yeah,
Andrei Arlovsky defeated Chase Sherman by unanimous decision in the new co-main event because the original co-main event for this card was canceled for the fucking weirdest and craziest reason. Originally, the co-main event was supposed to be Jeremy Stevens versus Drakkar Klose. That got canceled Saturday after they had the face-off because when they had their face-off, Klose got right up in Jeremy Stevens' face, got nose to nose. Jeremy Stevens shoved him away from him mad hard. And then obviously Klose wasn't going to take that shit. He tried to go after him, but they were both being held back. Then it was reported that Klose was out of the fight because scans show that he had what was it? What was it? He had suffered cervical sprain of the neck, aka extreme whiplash, and a concussion from the shove.
Yeah.
So he was out of the fight.
I believe it.
He said after the shove, he said he felt stiffness in his neck and his hand went numb as he was trying to go at Stevens.
Because he came out of nowhere. He was just standing, and then dude just fucking with all his might, boom, and you see him just snap back and shit. I believe every fucking bit of that shit.
But yeah, it was one of the craziest cancellations of a fight I've ever heard of.
even right now, like that kind of was like, ew.
Yeah, but that was supposed to be the main event, the co-main, but like I said, never happened. And then in the main event, Robert Whittaker put on a clinic against Kelvin Gastelum and won that by unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Then should we just burn through this NASCAR too?
Burn through it.
We had the Toyota Owners 400 from Richmond Raceway today. Stage 1 and 2 was both won by Denny Hamlin in the number 11. He dominated most of that race. At the end of the race, him and Danny Hamlin. It was Danny Hamlin. Danny Hamlin and Joey Logano were both fighting for first place. I think it was funny. There was only like 8 cars on the lead lap at the end of the race.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a short track. It's a short track, so it's very easy to get lapped in there. But it's funny that there was only 8 cars on the last lap. But yeah, like I said, Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano were battling it out, and on the last restart, after a couple of cautions, Alex Bowman came out of nowhere, beat them both out for the win. Got his, I think it's like his 3rd career win in the number 48.
Nice.
Well, now he's in the 48. He used to drive the 88.
Hell yeah. Boy, we didn't NASCAR. Vroom. We didn't miss anything, and if we did,
vroom, vroom.
Oh well.
All right. Thank you guys. We appreciate you for fucking chilling with us and watching or listening to the motherfucking Minority Sports Report. You can follow us all on the internet at TMS Report. Jay Snog, where can the good people follow you, guy?
They can follow me at Julian C. Mitchell, and I'm going to remind them to hit that like button.
Oh yeah, do that. Hit that like and subscribe. I always forget that.
Follow me at Game666.
Oh yeah. And follow me. I'm at the Beatnik. And hit the bell icon, subscribe, like all that shit, share, tell all your friends, because we do funny things sometimes, I guess. And we'll be back next week. We appreciate you. Peace!
See you guys.